Silver Springs, near Ocala, Florida, is one of the original Florida tourist attractions. The first glass-bottom boat ride actually occurred in 1870 and cost 5 cents. They eventually raised the price up to $15 now for the glass-bottom boat ride, and if you stay to the end, you'll see the videos from the actual boat ride. I'd heard about this place for many years, but had never visited before. It was a pretty day and I was on the way to the baseball game, so why not stop by for a little bit? This park has over 100 springs, which are artisan springs where water comes up from underneath the surface. There are a lot of underground rivers and caves, particularly in northern Florida. These blue fish are actually tilapia. There are also some brim and bluegill. This water is incredibly clear. Some of the springs are as deep as 60 feet below the surface. There are boardwalk walking trails and an island where the Ocala monkeys originated. A guy brought 6 monkeys to this island thinking it would attract tourists, but when he brought the tourists back, he was surprised to find out that the monkeys can swim. Currently, there are about 300 of these monkeys living in the area, though I didn't manage to see any today. They say there are still sightings in this area. Some of them also carry herpes, according to the news at least. It does get cold, so I guess monkeys aren't purely tropical, but they've been seen as far north as Jacksonville, but most are in the Ocala forest areas. This is the hole that is 60 feet deep. Dozens of movies have been filmed in this area because the water is so clear and is perfect for underwater scuba diving scenes. It's hard to stop looking at this when you're at the park. It was hard to stop recording it, but in the interest of brevity, I cut out most of the video, just enough to give you a flavor and show you that you should really visit this place if you're anywhere near Ocala. And Ocala is just about 45 minutes south of Gainesville on Interstate 75, which is just above the end of the Florida Turnpike, the northern end, that is. You may have noticed, too, that this is one of the most dog-friendly places I've ever been to. It seemed like every third person here was carrying one or more dogs of various types. This was a private enterprise for its first, 100 years or so, but it was not making very much money, and the state ended up taking it over and making it into a state park just a few years ago. But it looked in good shape today, at least. Lots of people and lots of people coming when I left. And since it's a state park, it costs a whole $2 per person to get into the park, $15 for the glass bottom boat ride. It's a great place to go if you need to get your steps in. And even downstream, check out how clear the water is with some fallen cypress trees underwater that you later get to see from the boat ride. At first glance, that big dark thing on the bottom I thought was a fish, but turns out it's just a shadow of the kayak.
Whoever was in that life vest.
What?
You lost whoever was in that life vest.
I know, right? That's a short distance. Well then.
And here comes that glass bottom boat ride. Of course, there's a line, but these boats left every 10 minutes. So you didn't have to wait long. But when you buy your tickets as you come into the park, they give you a time to appear, like your court date, basically.
Good. My name is Captain TC. I'm going to be your guide on the river today. Today we report a very special boat here at Silver Springs. This is the oldest and last completely original glass bottom boat. This is the Chief. You have to look down, look around, and enjoy the beautiful view. Out of those millions of visitors, we've had a few famous ones. As a matter of fact, over 250 movies, TV shows, and documentaries have been filmed right here at Silver Springs. Some of the actors and actresses you might remember: James Dean, Jane Russell, Burt Reynolds, Jerry Lewis, Tom Cruise, Sean Connery, Lloyd Bridges, and of course gold medal Olympic swimmer Johnny Weissmuller of the original Stars. Now 26 feet deep, that doesn't mean much to me. Probably not to you either. But film producers have told us that that is the Silver River, so I'll probably never see the inside of a frying pan. That's just shell and limestone finally making its way up here after hundreds and thousands of years through the Florida aquifer system. Florida snow, you see it down there.
Oh, wow.
Now on our right, we have a small island we call Bird Island. If you look up in the trees, you'll see the... Now this green stuff underneath us, that's known as eelgrass or ribbon grass.
This is the other view of that fallen cypress tree underwater.
Underneath us, you're going to see that beautiful cypress tree. If you look underneath that cypress tree, you're going to see an old wooden boat down there. That's actually a second generation glass bottom boat from about 1896 to 1910. Spanish moss. Do you know what they call Spanish moss in Spain? Moss. I don't know how it got its name. Employed to help with some awesome movie props we're going to be seeing in just a moment. The three that are still down there are now known as Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. They're about 7 feet tall. They're in about 30 feet of water. They're anchored to the ground in concrete, and they're made out of a space-age material called fiberglass.
So if you made it this far, you must enjoy this type of video. So be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the videos on your social media. Until next time, see you later, and thanks for viewing.
Eventually that did become the very first American automobile recall. The second option was horsehair. So thank goodness for foam seats, because we don't know what his third option was going to be. On our right, through the trees, you can see that beautiful white building. That is the Twin Oaks Mansion. It used to be used for concerts such as Willie Nelson, Leonard Skinner, The Styx, Foreigner, just to name a few of many. Remember, the state took over in 2013. They couldn't have the concerts for the most part. Now they just mostly use it for wedding venues and events. But a few weeks ago, they had their first concert there. They had quite a while. It went really good. So hopefully we get a couple concerts coming back here in Silver Springs. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Silver Springs.